screen. Okay. So we are here. Okay. Hello, Darwin. Okay. Now we have Yanzi coming in. Oh, Yanzi left. Right? Tak apa. So we have 17 of you. Additional mathematics. Mission 18 days, right? So hari ini, today is hari yang ke 9 is the 9. Okay, 6 hari bulan January, 6th of January. And today we are in the topic of progression. Okay, before I forget, okay, I'd like to let you know that on the 7th, on the 8th, and on the 9th, okay, my Sarah and me, okay, and my Sarah Natasha, okay. Oh, I forgotten to on my camera, okay, on this side, right. So on the 7th, on the 8th, and on the 9th, 3 days, I'll be away from KL, right, to go back hometown and visit my mother. So for the 3 days at this hour, okay, I already launched the video into YouTube. So at this hour, okay, make it as a routine. 9 to 10, you sit down and then you watch the video from there, okay, from YouTube, 3 days, the same time. If let's say Puan Yus, she's free, she wants to take over, then you may log into the Google Meet and see whether she's on or not. Because Puan Yus is not here today. Wait until she comes in and then see whether she wants to take over the class live. If not, if Puan Yus is not taking the class live, then you watch the topic of linear law, 7th of January, 8th of January, differentiation, and 9th of January, integration. Okay, so pay attention to the 8th of January. There's one question in paper 2 hot. This is the question. Okay, this is the question. Oh, sorry. Why? Okay, this is the question that I'm talking about. This. Okay, this is the question. Please pay attention to this question, right? So if you're having problem, stop the video, replay the video, okay, the YouTube, because that's the benefit that you have when the video is in YouTube. You can pause, you can continue, you can rewind, right? So for this 3, most probably I'll be back on the 8th, but I'm not so sure. So for safety, I also upload the 9th January. So I shall see you back live on 11, the 13th slot. So keep the 3 topics. If you're having any problem, and then please let me know, right? Give me 1 minute. Right. So now let's go to our lesson. Do you have anything to ask? Do you understand? Safia coming in. Okay, do you understand what I say just now? Okay, good. Okay, Amal just come in. Okay, good. So please make sure you make it as a routine that 9 to 10, you lock yourself for revision, right? I have made a routine, a timetable for you, lock yourself every day, 6 hours per week for MX. Okay, now let's please remember to key into your attendance in the attendance link, right? Gavin, please, who else? Vignesh, please share the link, right? Because Safia just came in, right? Safia, isi kehadiran Safia? Okay, now let's go into progression. Okay, progression. Today is 6 January 2021, Wednesday. Okay, this is the question. Okay, when you look into the marks here, right? When you look into the marks here, which is 2, and they ask you for the P and Q. Okay, you read the question. First of all, for sure, you read the question. Huh? Okay, let's read the question together. The first 3 terms of an arithmetic progression are P, 10, and Q. Find the value of P plus Q. Okay, so where are the keywords? 3 terms, the first 3 terms. Okay, they tell you that the first 3 terms. Okay, you're lucky enough. If let's say they give you the first 3 terms, you should know the A, right? Of an AP. This is another keyword. Okay, AP, what should you know in AP? Okay, in AP, you should know your A, you should know your D. Okay, your first term and your common difference. Okay, and these are the 3 terms that given to you. All right, find the value of P plus Q. So P plus Q. So what do? Okay, you want to get your A. Your A is equals to P. You can't do anything. You can't use this idea to solve your question. So you proceed to the next, D. How do you get D in this series of number? Okay, how do you get D? So remember the formula for D, it is of Tn minus Tn minus 1. If you're not familiar with the formula of this in algebraic, what do? You let n be a number. You maybe you let n become 5, any number that you want. Okay, try to avoid it as 1 in terms. Okay, terms first the first term that we start. Okay, it should be the first term. Okay, n should start with 1, first term. So if we let n become 5, then you should be able to see the formula is T5 minus T4. So means that, okay, let's say I have first term, okay, and I have second term, I have third term, I have fourth term, I have fifth term, and continue. So in order to get the D, it should be the fifth term, whatever number is here, minus this. This is the formula. So when I explain the formula for you for once, it applies for the rest where it comes in algebraic, right? Okay, now for once you understood this one is the term after minus the term before to get the D. You come back to your question. Okay, you come back to your equation here. Okay, I erase this one first. Okay, the question wants you to have P plus Q. So what do? In the three terms that you can see, it should be Q minus 10. Okay, the third term minus the second term. For the D should be equal to the second term minus the first term. Why? Because remember, D is the common factor. D is the common factor. Okay, T3 minus T2, the D should be equals to T2 minus T1. Okay, for the D as well, because remember how you call this fella? It is common factor, common difference. So you want to look for P plus D, you already P plus Q, sorry, you want to look for P plus Q, so you operate this. So it's Q plus P equals to 20. Done. You get your 2 marks. Safe. Okay, this is how you see the question, right? So don't say that, oh, I don't know anything. Do it first. As you write, you should be able to see the working. Okay, where marks are given, marks, you should get marks here in this line. What is this line talking about? Talking about the D, the common difference. Okay, you get 1 mark here, and secondly, sure will be the mark to your answer. Okay, this is very simple. 2 marks. I am very long guest that explains so many, but I do hope that you understand, right? And 2 marks, you should, for this question, you should use less than 3 minutes to solve. Keep the time for other more difficult questions. Okay, now we go on to the second question here. Second question here says, it's also 2 marks. Okay, the first term, okay, the question says, the first, okay, the question here, they say the first term and the second term of a GP, okay, geometric progression, are 18 and 4 respectively. Means that 18 is my T1 and my 4 is my T2. That's how you get to know. Find the sum to infinite. Okay, the sum to infinite. The question here asking you is find the sum to infinite of the progression. Sum to infinite only happen in geometric progression. Okay, of what kind of series that sum to infinite will happen? When the series is descending, when the number is getting smaller. That's why in your formula, S infinite, okay, it will be A equals to 1 minus R, where your R, it should be less than 1. Okay, it should be less than 1. That is the formula that you should get, right? So what does it mean? For this, what does it mean? R should be less than 1. So when R is less than 1 means that the value, okay, modulus, still remember the modulus that we learned the other day? The modulus, okay? So if you break into two, I make a recalling lesson. So for the first one, it should be R less than 1. And the second one should be R, okay, -1, change the sign. R should be greater than -1. Okay, that's what it meant by modulus, right? But this R should be in between. R should be in between -1 and 1. Okay, then R should, for sure R cannot take 0 lah, right? Because if R is 0, then there is no series at all. That is the condition. Okay, for this case, not a problem. Now, before I proceed, I would like to explain a little bit, at least enhance your thinking skill, right? Remember, my class is not only guiding you to solve the question, but to see how the formula turns out. Okay, let's continue with this. So for your formula for the, uh, the sum of a geometry progression set, you have Sn, okay, equals to A in the bracket R to the power of n minus 1 over R minus 1, right? 你那个放倒分钟，你去看。 Okay, another one that you have it is as Sn equals to A 1 minus R to the power of n over 1 minus R. Okay, you can see that the formula of sum to infinite, maybe I make my formula of sum to infinite a little bit smaller lah, so that you can see. Okay, otherwise you cannot see. Okay, blue color again. Blue color. S, again, very sensitive. Okay, S to infinite, it is given as A over 1 minus R. That you can see that the sum to infinite formula comes from here. Okay, comes from here. Infinite, it comes from here, but not from here. Okay, it's the one that comes from the Sn on the left, not the Sn formula on the right. What's the difference? Okay, if it is a normal series, it's okay. It's either you use the right or the left. Okay, so that sebab kenapa ya? Okay, this is why I need to explain to you. Okay, why? This series, okay, I call this one series A, series B lah, okay, the formula of SNA, SNB, easy for me to, okay, nanti Puan can explain. Okay, sabar. Okay, now in series A, okay, in SNA, I call the one on the left as A, okay, do you get my point? A, where the denominator is 1 minus R, and for B, the denominator is R minus 1. Okay, for this case, it is if you have a series, if you run this one by using Excel so that you can see the pattern of number, this series A will give you a series number of decreasing. Okay, the number from big go until smaller. Okay, whereas series B, okay, it will be ascending. Okay, the number getting bigger. Okay, when a series of number getting smaller as you add up, let's say I give you example, a very simple example. I give you, I start, okay, I use another color. I start with the number 2. Okay, I do hope that you have your calculator with you, right? I do hope that you have your calculator with you. So this series, my R is 2. Okay, my R is 2. So 2 times 2, I get it as 4. 4 times 2, I get it as 8. 8 times 2, I get it as 16. 16 times 2, I get it as 32. So now, the next step is I want you to check on the sum. The sum Sn, follow me please. Okay, S1 is 2. Okay, S2 is 6. Can you follow? I add up S2. When I say S2 means that it's T1 plus T2, 2 plus 4. I get 6. How about T3? How about S3? S3, I get 14. As I'm saying, you write down because I'm not writing. So as I said, you say S1 equals to 2. S2 equals to 2 plus 4. You get it as 6. Will that be okay? And then S3 will be 14. Something like that. Okay? As I say, S1 is 2. S2 is 6. You write S3 is 14. And S4. S4, you add up this thing, you will get it as 4 equals to 30. All right. You can see that the series of the total from first term, you add up with the second term, you accumulate. What I can say that you accumulate. Okay, you accumulate the number. You can see the number is getting bigger. The number is getting bigger. Okay, because your series is ascending. Right, the more you put in, the more number you get. Okay, how about the one in set A? All right, so let's continue with this. Let's say I use green color. Green color, I use blue color. Let's say I start with 2 also. Okay, now my R, I use my R as 1 over 2. Okay, I use my R as 1 over 2. Okay, why this is here? 1 over 2. Okay, so 2 divided by 2. 2 times 1 over 2, I get it as 1. Okay, then 1 divided by 2, I get 1 over 2. All right, 1 times 1 over 2 lah. Then how to get the fourth term? Is 1 over 2 times 1 over 2. 1 over 2 divided by 2, you get 1 over 4. And then you get 1 over divided by 2, 1 over 8. You get 1 over 16, and so on and so forth. So as you know, in fraction, as the denominator is getting bigger, your number tends to be getting smaller. 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, 1 divided by 4 is 0.25, and so on and so forth. So you can see that this number is descending, getting smaller. So when you add up this, okay, you will get 3. When you add up this, you will get 3.5. When you add up this, it will be 3.75. So, and you add up this. The more that you add up, you will see that this series number, the total number, will not run away from 3 point something or 4 point something. It is unlike the series on the in B. Okay, it's unlike the series in B, where you can see that the number, the more you ask them to come in, the number is getting bigger. Whereas for A, okay, the more you ask them to come in, it seems that when it comes to infinite, the series of number is very, very long until fading. Then you see no changes at all. That's why we say sum to infinite. Okay, do you understand this? If you can't see, my advice to you, you make a series with start with number 2. The second term is number 1. Then divide every term before with 2. Then you have that series, and then you add up. You should be able to see the changes of this. You should be able to see what happened to this total compared to this total. Okay, compared to the total here, the total here. The total in B is getting bigger, but the total in A, until a certain moment, you can see that no matter who comes in, because as the number getting smaller, it will be 0.00000. The more zero comes in, until our calculator cannot read, our calculator will just say max error. Okay, or it won't appear, or it will appear as 0. Right, so that's why we use the formula of A. Okay, now let's go into why they use the formula. Okay, another way to explain this. Okay, I'm going to erase this one. Another way for me to explain this, you can see this one. I don't want this one. I erase all this. Okay, another way for me to explain this is by referring to the formula. Okay, when n tends to be very big, you can see that this red color. Okay, when this is, instead of n, now is infinite. Instead of n, now is infinite. Right? And do you see that? Okay, when it's infinite, n is infinite, n is infinite. Okay, a number that you power very, very big, what happened? Okay, remember our R, as I told you that our R, the first condition for R should be less than 1, meaning that your R here is a very small number. Let's say I pick my R as 1 over 2. Okay, every one of you, please get your calculator. 1 over 2 is 0.5. Okay, 0.5, you power 10. We start with a small number, you power 10. What do you get? 1 over 2 to the power of 10. Okay, to the power of 10, you will get it as very untidy. Okay, let me clean up this one first. Okay, so then when 1 over 2 is 0.5, 0.5 power 10, I have it as 9.766 times 10 to the power of negative 4. Do you get this? Okay. How about 0.5? What do you understand about this? Okay, what do you understand? If Daniel, if you put it as in fraction, you might not be able to see. Okay, put it as in that single number. Okay, 0.5 to the power of 100. Okay, 0.5 to the power of 100. You need to see the pattern of the number. You will see that it is 7.889 times 10 to the power of negative 31. What do you mean by negative 31? Means that you have 31 zero in front. For 0.5 to the power of 10, you have 4 zero in front. Then for 0.5 to the power of 100, you have 31 zero in front. How about 0.5 to the power of 1000? Okay, then you key in the calculator. What do you see now? Power 1000. You see, this one tends to be approached to 0. Do you get it? Answer to my question first. Do you follow? Do you get it? 0.5 to the power of 1000, you get as 0. Yes. So when your r is when your r is smaller than 1, okay, or greater than negative 1, is in between, a modulus 1, right? So when your r is less, I'll call it as less than 1, easier for me to explain. When your r is less than 1, okay, as you are doing this, okay, you can see when the power tends to go to until a very big number. Infinite means that it's a very big number. This value will goes to 0. Okay, r to the power of infinite will tends to go to 0, and similar to this. Okay, similar to this, right? So now what happened now? So for this, then you can see that it's actually this formula. Okay, this formula. So I follow. You can see that S infinite equals to A. 1 minus 0 is 1 over 1 minus R. That's why you get this formula directly. Right? Okay, nah? So for this case, how do you get the formula? I'm going to play around with the formula here. Okay, let me erase this one first. Please pay attention. This is a bit bored, but if you like my mathematics, you should see the beauty in this. Okay, so for this case, sum to infinite. Okay, sum to infinite. Okay, it is A over 0 minus 1, you get negative 1. Okay, over R minus 1, So remember, you can play around with the negative here. Upper numerator, you times negative 1. Denominator, you times negative 1. So what do you get now? You should be able to get it as A times R, A times negative 1, A times 1. Okay, A times 1, because negative 1 times negative 1, you get it as 1. So A times 1 over R times negative 1, you get negative R. Negative 1 times negative 1, you get 1. So you get back this formula. Okay, that's how the formula comes from. Do you understand? Okay, so your question, if let's say I want to test you on hot question on this, I will ask you, okay, what are the conditions that you can make the original formula of this into this? What are the conditions? Your R should be in between negative 1 and 1, right? And not 0. R don't take place as 0, right? And the N should be very big. So N should be infinite. These are the conditions for you to answer this, right? So for this, safe. Now, this is the concept that you should understand before you start solving this. I know that everyone tak sabar nak jawab soalan kan? But concept kena belajar. That's why I lock you for 1 hour. At least you dengar sedikit penerangan. Okay, now let's continue to our lesson here. it says that first term, okay, back to our question, T1 and T2, right? And then the question says sum to infinite. Now you understood, oh, sum to infinite, the formula is Sn equals to A over 1 minus R. Okay, you cannot use R minus 1, right? Y is 1 minus R. It's not R minus 1, right? So you should know why it is like that, due to the R to the power of infinite. Okay, fine. So what I need A. Okay, my A is 18. T1 is my A. My A is 18. You get it. But how about my R? You should get your R. How do you get your R? What is R here? Earlier, we are talking about AP. AP, we have our A and D, first term and common difference. Now we are talking about GP. GP, we have A, also the first term, but now R, common ratio. How you get common ratio? Is the term before divide by the term after divide by the terms before. So means that your R in this case, how do you get your R? Okay, I use other color. Okay, your R should be 4 divided by 18. So do you get your 4 divided by 18? So simplified, you get it as 2 over 9. If you don't want to simplify, fine. Just place it in the calculation. So back to your working. Your A is 18 over 1 minus 2 over 9. Okay, make sure that you press the calculator carefully. Get the denominator carefully. If you are not used to pressing calculator, I will advise you to break into 2. You solve the denominator first. Denominator, you should get 7 over 9. Then only, okay, you multiply with the numerator. So what's your answer that you get? Tell me what's your answer, just to check whether that you get the correct answer. What's your answer? 27, 23.1. Okay, for this question, for this answer, I will be prefer, okay, I prefer that the answer either in the fraction or in a mixed number. Okay, good, Safia. 162 over 7, right? 162 over 7. Then you may ask me, teacher, why 4 significant figure cannot be accepted? Okay, because 4 significant figure, it is some sort like recurring. You wait, let me check first. Where's my calculator? I also need to check. Okay, 18 divided by 7 over 9. Close the bracket. Okay, when I press one more time, press one more time. Oh, this is not recurring. So the series number is quite long, right? So if you round off, it should be 23.14314. Then it will not be accurate. Okay, for this case, in exam, for this case, if this case happen, my advice to you is place your answer in mixed number or in improper fraction. Jot down the notes. Okay, otherwise you might lose 1 mark according to the marking scheme, right? Because you may say, teacher, I already rounded off, but you see the number behind. Okay, keep on different, and it might not be accurate as what you sub into the formula. Okay, so that's all for today. Today's lesson very fast, 30 minutes done. Okay, now, but anyhow, I have this question. I bring you back to this question that I had discussed this with you before. Okay, now it is given that the sum to the first term, this is another question, the sum to the first term, first n term, sorry, the sum to the first n term. I don't read wrongly the information. Okay, so the sum to the first n terms. How many terms are there? I do not know, but there are m. I don't know how many. There are m. Okay, of an arithmetic progression. Okay, go back to your AP. AP is A and D, right? And then is this is given such that K is a constant. K is a constant, and A is the first term. A is the first term, and 7 is the last term. 7 is the last term. So here, let me check your exam paper for your this. Okay. In this, in under algebraic of progression, under algebraic, can you see this under algebraic? See my second camera. Okay, under algebraic, for your arithmetic, you have 0.9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, you have this. So in this series number, they don't give you this formula. Okay, they do not give you this formula. Okay, this formula is the same as the one that appear in the paper. Sn. Okay, Sn, 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 Sn. Okay, Sn. Wait, I use red color. Sn equals to n over 2 in the bracket 2a plus in the bracket n minus 1d. They are the same. This and this are the same. Okay, why is it the same? It just change. For this one, the formula, okay, let me play around with the formula. N over 2, this is a plus last term. Okay, what is the formula for Tn? This is Tn, the last term. Last term, remember last term, I do not know how many, so I replace it as Tn. I use other color. See how I play around with the formula? The formula is not by me. The formula is by mathematician. Who is that fellow name? I also can't remember, must refer to the textbook. Okay, Tn is, what is the formula for Tn? Is a plus n minus 1d. So this L, this is your L. Okay, this is your L, right? So you sub the L with Tn. So what happened now? Okay, I use my color. So this is n over 2 a. Okay, plus I sub my Tn with the blue color. N plus a. A plus n minus 1 times d. Okay, if I make it, rearrange this, I'll get n over 2. So you can see this a plus a, I get 2a plus n minus 1d. That you can see that this formula, this is our Sn, this formula is the same as this. Now, do you see? So you must know how to play around with the formula. As I told you, you want to score, formula is very important to us. Right? Okay, fine. So you have two formula, because in the formula list here they give you this, not the a plus L. But you must know that this is the same as a plus L. Right? Okay, I take away this one. Okay, erase the whole thing. Now, you know that this is the formula, the original, okay, sum to first n term, okay, of series of AP. Okay, now, what I do now, okay, I replace my n with m. That you can see, I replace my n with m. Okay, I replace my n with m. So then what I do, okay, when I am here, you are going to check with this, right? So you see this. Okay, I replace my m with the terms given in the question, which is k plus 1. So what's the question wants from you? The question says express k in terms of m. You look into these 2 marks. A 1 mark, B 1 mark means that this is a very easy question. But if you can't recall this, okay, and you cannot do, then it will not help you, right? So then what can you see? You are going to compare. You are going to compare these two. Okay, that the k plus n will be the m, here. Okay, so you compare by using comparing method. Okay, you are going to say that your m is equals to k plus 1. Okay, when it's k plus 1, remember the question asking you for k in terms of m means that k as the subject. I repeat many times already for you. So make k as the subject, so k equals to m minus 1. Please be careful on your linear solution, right? Okay, now fine. For the first part, let's go to B. The B says that the question asks you for the range of values of k. Okay, when you refer to your working, here, okay, here, what is this? What is this? These are terms. N is the number of terms. M is the number of terms. K plus 1 also the number of terms. So means what? If you go back to here, when I want to write, I start with my S1. then I follow to my S2, then my S3, and so on and so forth. So my N can take place as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, right? And so on. So meaning that the value of N, you should know that the value of N should be greater or equal to 1. Do you agree or not? Please give some response to me. Do you agree to this? Yes or no? Means that you no response means that you don't understand. How about the rest? Are you listening to me? Because no response from you. If no response from you, I'll consider that you are not there to listen to my talk, or listen to my explanation. Okay, good. When I ask you, please respond. Right. Okay, now when N is greater than 1 or equal to 1, so what is this? You are going to sub your N with M. Then the third line, you are going to sub your M with K plus 1, which is greater or equal to 1. So this is what you are going to write. Right? So finally, you will get your K, which is greater or equal to 0. Can K be 0? Yes, K can be 0. Okay, why K can be 0? So when K is 0, look up here. When K is 0, means that I'm talking about the first term. My M is 1. Okay, do you agree to this or not? So you check whatever answer that you obtain, that you already got it. Okay, you try to link it, bring it back to your question. You try to bring it back to the question and sub into the question and see how you understand it. Right? Okay, fine. This is very simple. How you find this question? 2 marks. Where are the 2 marks? I don't have to let you know. You should know that this is 1 mark and this is 1 mark. Right? This question also seniors find quite difficult for them to solve because they are not familiar with this formula, but they are familiar with this. This is from them lah. They told me that they only know that Sn has one formula and they do not know that Sn has another formula. Means that during their revision, they go for latte to be. They go for drilling the question, but not for understanding. Don't repeat the mistake. Right. Okay, now I would like you to digest this question and tell me, is this an AP or GP? You read the question on your own, you tell me. Then please respond in the chat box. Is this GP or AP? Okay, I got 1 GP. How about the rest? Safia also say GP. Okay, good. How about the rest? Baca betul-betul, is it GP or AP? Okay, Daniel pun kata GP. Okay, Sunye pun kata GP. Why GP? Why so many people say GP? Because you nampak AP, tiba-tiba when you sing AP with a question mark, if it is not GP, then AP. Got PB, got AA, no? Don't write. Okay. So if you are telling me that it's AP, you should know the reason. If you're telling me about GP, you should give me the reason. Then only consider that you are good. Otherwise, it is not, right? You are not. So now, what happened here? Read the question. Now, let's read the question together. Then we are going to verify, is this GP or AP, right? Shahira bought an apartment with a price of 280,000 in year 2019. If the price for the apartment increased 10% per year, increased 9% per year. Every year increase how many percent? 9% from the buying price. From the buying price. Okay, the price every year increase 9%, increase 9%, increase 9% from the buying price. This is the sentence. Right? In which year the price of the apartment will increase more than 2 times the original price. So you read the question. Syahira telah membeli sebuah pangsa puri dengan harga 280,000 RM pada tahun 2019. Jika harga pangsa puri tersebut meningkat sebanyak 9% setiap tahun daripada harga belian. This is the keyword. 9% setiap tahun daripada harga belian tersebut. Pada tahun keberapakah harga pangsa puri tersebut meningkat sebanyak 2 kali ganda harga asalnya? So how do you do? So, okay, let's start with this. I don't seems that I understand this, but I try to list what I can see. Okay, start with 280K. I don't want to write the 000 lah. So I write 280K. Okay, 9%. 9%. 28, okay, times, okay, O times 9%. So I have it as berapa? Okay, the next year I should add up with 25.2K. Do you agree? This is after 1 year she bought. Okay, now the third year yang dia nak tambah, the third year dia nak tambah. Berapa yang ini? How much that the increase? Yang harga dia akan bertambah? Can you please tell me? Berapa? Can you tell me how much? What is the value in the red box when you read the information? Read the question again and tell me what is the value in the red box. I'm still waiting for your answer. $25.2K. How about others? Do you agree? Do you agree with Wing Sing? Say that it is 25.2K. 25. Okay, 25. See, I say 25, but I go and write 2.5. Okay, 25. 25.2K. Do you agree? Okay, yes. Siqing say yes. How about the rest? How about the rest? I have only 2 students say yes. How about the rest? Okay, Junle say yes. Don't say your friend say yes, then you also follow. You digest the question. Because in the exam, 3 marks. Okay, Gavin, please explain a bit. Why say yes? Why do you say yes, Gavin? Yes, the keyword is from the buying price. So what progression is this? Is this an AP or GP? Is it AP or GP? Yes, what's the answer? Is it, we go back to our question, is it AP or GP? AP or GP? Junle, I'm asking you a question. I didn't ask you to say yes or no. So is it AP or GP? This series number, AP. Very good. So it is AP. But normally when we see buying, selling, cars, a loan, we will straight away fix that it is GP. Don't do that. The question is quite tricky. This question is quite tricky. They want to trap the students. So means that the question asked you, which year the price of the apartment will increase more than 2 times of the origin. So what do you mean by 2 times? It will be 2 times will be 556 okay. Okay, you want to go for the terms. Okay, should be more than this 2 times. So if it is AP, what is your TN formula? It will be your A plus N minus 1D, right? So then you sub, this one will be greater. Okay, I erase this one because very awful. Okay, so 55600, I erase this one, I bring it over here a bit lah. Okay, so 2 times of this, 2 times of the buying price, 2 times of the buying price. So I better count times 2. Okay, correct. 560K. Okay, should be more than, say 2 times from the original. Increase more than 2 times. So it will be A is 280K plus, what happened to my, see, I want to write the bracket and the plus together. Okay, so it will be plus N minus 1. D is 25.2K. Okay, try to solve this one. See whether you got the answer or not. So everybody press calculator. Max error, my calculator. So how many years? I press calculator, I already got the answer. So you better tell me, what do you get for your answer? Okay, be careful my equation here. I make a mistake, I shouldn't do this one. So it says that this Tn, oh sorry, I make a mistake here. I shouldn't write in this way, otherwise you get confused. So means that, okay, I go back to here. I go back to here, my Tn. I make a it's not that I make a mistake here, because if I write in this way, you might not be able to see what happened. Okay, let's go to the other place, which is more spacious for me to write. So now it says that the Tn, now I want it to be more than, okay, more than 560K. Okay, 560K, right? So what is the formula for Tn? It is A plus N minus 1D. This is the formula, greater than this, right? Okay, then you have it as 280K plus N minus 1, 25.2K. This is multiply and greater than this. So you get it as N should be greater than 12. What's the answer? My goodness. What's the answer? What's the answer? This is the correct working that I show you. But just now that one, as I'm talking, I fit in everything. It's not a proper working just now. Okay, what is your answer? My Tn, the Tn, the term should be more than 560K, because it should be 2 times of the original price. The 2 times of the original price will be 560K. So what's the answer that you get? Can anybody? Still working on it? Okay, very good. So you get N minus 1 should be equals to 11.111, right? Then N should be greater than 12.1. This is the number line. Okay, so you should go to an integer. So what integer, apakah nombor bulat which is greater than 12.1? So your N should be 13. If in exam you're facing this kind of question and you do not know how to apply, let's say just now I made a mistake on the symbol, right? So I might get answer wrongly. So I will use my second method to check this question. What am I going to do? I'm going to list. First is 280K. Every year I will add the 280K with 25.2K. I add up. I make my own series. Then I count. From there, bukan ke tanda equation jam ombak? Oh, no, because the question says tahun ke berapa. Okay, Daniel, which year? Tahun dia kata tahun ke berapa. So just bagilah tahun yang ke berapa. Tak payah ombak. Okay, because after 13 year, okay, this is 12.1. Jawapan dia yang kat sini. Okay, nombor N ini, bila dia pergi ke tahun ke-13, tahun ke-14, tahun ke-15 dan seterusnya, harga-harga yang dia jual pada tahun selepas tahun ke-13 ini, dia memang akan melebihi 560,000. Boleh tak? The ombak is, dia depends on the question. Dia kata dia tidak menghampiri. Soalan dia tanya pada tahun ke berapa. Okay, if you refer to the BM version, pada tahun ke berapakah? Okay, pada tahun ke berapakah, ini soalan dia. So bila dia kata pada tahun ke berapakah, maksudnya you kena nyatakan tahun ke berapa. Berapa? 13, 14. Kita tak ada tahun 12.1 tahun. Okay, kita tak ada tahun yang kita sebut 12.1 tahun. Contohnya umur anda lah. When people ask you, how old are you? You will say 16 years old, 17 years old. Kita tak akan bagi yang tepat setepat yang 16 years old and 4 months, 16 years old and 8 months. Kita jarang buat begitu. So, kita normally will round off to the nearer. Kalau dah masuk dekat nak birthday, kita kata 17. Tapi selalunya kita nak yang kecil kan. Kita tak nak tua cepat. Right. So, whether it be okay, Daniel? Faham tak? Okay, faham. Very good. So, more practice. Kalau anak-anak murid, if you have problem in solving this, okay, kalau you jumpa soalan, then you do not know what to do, okay, I won't encourage you to buat soalan yang tanpa jalan kerja. Okay, then you refer to your reference book. Kalau ada reference book kat rumah tu, keluarkan reference book lah. Okay, reference book sebelum tu dia ada macam buku teks. Okay, you have buku teks. Okay, dalam buku teks tu contohnya lah. Okay, I give you one contoh here. Contoh penyelesaian masalah lah ya. Okay, sum to infinite. Dia kata begini soalan dia. Ini sum to infinite. Dia bagi soalan, dia ada bagi jalan kerja line by line. You baca yang ini. I will encourage you that you do this kind. Baca yang ada contoh begini. When you are doing alone at home, tanpa bantuan dari kawan ataupun dari cikgu yang lain. Nobody is helping you. So I encourage you baca contoh soalan bersama dengan penyelesaian to gain a confidence in yourself. Will that be okay, fine? So because tadi pun masa cikgu buat teknik menjawab sesi dengan SOSA 2.0 dekat one of the tuition center, ada because live kat situ chat box satu Malaysia, Sabah ada, Sarawak ada, okay, Pahang ada, Kedah ada, Johor ada. Okay, it was free. Okay, yes, tuition, it's a tuition center tapi dia buat live. Yang pernah cikgu share lah, tapi SPS budak dia tak join, right? So rugi. So di situ, okay, budak-budak kata memang mereka sangat down sekarang, mereka stres. Okay, mereka stres kerana exam belum mula lagi. I kata, what is to stress? Tak payah you nak stress. Cikgu lagi stres. Malam-malam, I lock myself in front of PC nak ajar MS, tak ada budak masuk. I have 100 students in SBS, tapi SBS berapa murid yang masuk? Cikgu lagi stres tahap gila. And you kata stres. I'm here to help you. Puan Hafizah join, Cikgu Yus join. I'm here to help you. We are here to help you. Okay? And you kata you stress. I pun tak tahu macam mana cikgu nak buat supaya you tak stress. Cikgu tak marah anda. Cikgu cuma bagi situasi lah. Kalau kamu kata kamu stress belajar, cikgu pun lagi stress. Our stress is double, triple yours. Okay? Kerana nak jaga keputusan sekolah, nak jaga you punya result, nak membantu anda tapi tak boleh bersemuka. We don't have the face to face punya feeling. Sebab itulah we feel very stressed also. So harap anak murid faham lah keadaan cikgu juga. So don't say that you stress sahaja. So use this period yang towards your SPM tinggal lagi 48 hari. Siapa kira? Who counted how many days to your SPM? Cikgu nak tahu. Did you ambil perhatian or not? 47. How about to your mathematics paper? Ada tak to your mathematics paper berapa hari? Dia tak kira. Dia baru nak refer. So mathematics paper is about 55 days kalau tak silap saya. Right? So, ambil peluang ini dalam masa lagi more than a month. Okay? Is enough for you to score a very good result. Dengan nasihat cikgu, minum air kosong banyak, air suam banyak, cukup tidur, jangan lepak. Okay, chit-chat dekat IC, dengan WhatsApp lah, chit-chat lah dengan kawan, membuang masa. Itu buangkan semua. So go to your Google Tube. Google Tube ada ramai cikgu yang dah buat video dekat situ. So you boleh selain daripada cikgu terangkan, cikgu punya penerangan memang lain daripada yang cikgu punya lah. Yang kat luar sana semua bagi jalan kerja. Mereka tak akan menyentuh bagaimana formula diperolehi, jarang didapati. So memang lain. Okay. Dan pergi kat situ kalau kamu adalah seorang yang nak tengok jawapan cepat, bukan style saya. Okay, it's not my style. The way that I teach you tak suka style saya. Pergi kat YouTube, cari channel yang kat situ, cikgu akan bagi jawapan terus. Right? Lepas itu ingat buat sedikit exercise. Kalau boleh kat dapur tu sentiasa masak, bantu ibu bapa masalah dekat dapur bantu kemas rumah, anggapkan itu sebagai satu senaman yang ringan bagi diri anda untuk gerak-gerakkan badan. Would that be okay? So jangan lupa isi kehadiran tau. Okay, untuk yang seterusnya, okay, kita dah habis. Untuk seterusnya pada 7 hari bulan, ini soalan dia yang cikgu dah buat, cikgu dah post dekat YouTube untuk soalan ini. Okay, untuk differentiation 8 Januari pun cikgu dah post dekat Premier untuk di launch pada hari yang sama, 8 hari bulan jam pukul 9. I launch it at 8:45. Okay, you boleh tengok dia, searching your turn, searching. Gavin, I'm talking. Okay, so then lepas itu for integration as well, 9 of January Saturday. Untuk 3 hari ini, you tuntun 3 tajuk ini dari YouTube channel. Kalau ada soalan, you catat. Then when I see you on Monday on the 18th, sekolah dah nak buka ke? Yelah. 11, 9. Oh, belum lagi, seminggu lagi, jangan cikgu terkejut. Okay, so on the 11, I shall see you on the 11 and pada 11 hari bulan, then you kemukakan apakah masalah yang anda hadapi dalam ketiga-tiga video itu. Would that be okay? Fine. Yes, Junla. Kalau ada masalah, cikgu dah upload sampai tarikh mana, dia tunggu launch dia. Tengok dekat Premier. Cikgu, semua dia cikgu dah ada. Okay, wait. Give me some time. Cikgu keluar dari sini sekejap. I give you the link. The link dia kat mana? Cikgu pun tak tahu link dia kat mana. Okay, kejap. I take from here. Okay, kejap. I come up first from this one. I stop my presentation. And I stop my recording first.